Today's update is incredibly important, especially if you're receiving Social Security benefits or food assistance through SNAP. We're talking about something that's gaining serious momentum nationwide: overpayments. What happens if you're accidentally paid too much in Social Security or food stamps? Will you lose future benefits? Will the government claw that money back? Could your entire check be withheld? Millions of Americans are now asking these exact questions. And unfortunately, many are already receiving letters from the Social Security Administration and state agencies informing them of overpayments, some going back years, and demanding repayment. So in this detailed update, we're going to break everything down.
This isn't a new issue, but what is new is the aggressive collection efforts.
The SSA has now reinstated its controversial policy of withholding up to 100% of your benefits to recover any amount they claim was overpaid. Yes, you heard that right. If you were accidentally overpaid, even if it was the government's fault, they could legally stop your entire Social Security check until that overpayment is repaid. This rule took effect again on March 27, 2025, and people are already seeing their full benefits vanish, without warning in some cases. Overpayments occur when a government agency provides more money than a recipient was actually eligible to receive. This could be due to clerical errors,
incorrect income reporting,
delays in updating household information, miscommunication between state and federal databases. For Social Security, overpayments can happen when someone's income, living arrangements, or medical status changes, but the SSA doesn't update their file in time. For SNAP, it might be due to unreported income, children aging out of eligibility, or system glitches. Sometimes, the error is obvious. But in most cases, recipients had no idea they were being overpaid until they got a demand letter months, or even years, later. It's not just the federal government cracking down. States are now under pressure to recover billions in overpaid SNAP benefits. In fact, Iowa lawmakers recently proposed a zero-tolerance policy to prevent and punish any overpayments in the food stamp program. A bipartisan bill, co-sponsored by Senator Joni Ernst and Representative Randy Feenstra, would amend federal law to reduce SNAP payment errors, enforce stricter auditing and verification, require states to recoup every dollar overpaid, hold state agencies financially liable for benefit errors. This legislation, titled the Snapback Inaccurate SNAP Payments Act, H.R. 762, reflects a growing national trend towards zero tolerance for wasteful government spending. With over $36 trillion in national debt, we can't afford to let a single dollar go to waste, even if that means hurting low-income families in the process. Senator Ernst also introduced S.302, a Senate version of the bill, to eliminate the current $54 wiggle room margin of error. If passed, any SNAP overpayment, even by $1, would trigger a collection action. This is where things get really complicated and controversial. Lawmakers and advocates are debating who should be held accountable when an overpayment occurs. Many argue that if the agency made the mistake, then the agency, not the recipient, should be responsible. Think about it. Most Americans don't have access to the detailed income calculations used by the SSA or USDA. How can you be expected to spot a government error? This argument is gaining traction, especially among Social Security recipients. The sentiment is simple: if I didn't cause the mistake, why should I be punished? Still, under current law, recipients are on the hook, even when they were unaware of the overpayment. If you've received a letter from the Social Security Administration or your state SNAP office notifying you of an overpayment, here's what might happen next. Partial withholding. In some cases, they might withhold 10% or more from each check. Appeal options. You do have the right to appeal the overpayment or request a waiver. Repayment plans. If you agree to repay, you can request a monthly installment plan. But here's the scary part. SSA has discretion to reject appeals and enforce 100% withholdings if they believe repayment is justified. For many people living on fixed incomes, this can be financially devastating. The numbers are staggering. The SSA overpaid $21.6 billion in 2023 alone. The SNAP program had $4.7 billion in improper payments in the same year. Unemployment benefits during the pandemic are estimated to have overpaid $60 billion nationwide. We're talking about a system-wide breakdown, and now, regular Americans are being told to fix it. This aggressive collection effort isn't happening in a vacuum. It's the result of growing political pressure to
Reduce the national deficit.
Prove accountability in government programs. Prevent fraud and abuse. Shift more financial responsibility to states.
Both Democrats and Republicans are supporting these reforms, though for different reasons.
And the federal government has made it clear, states must clean up their own errors, or risk losing future federal funding. Based on official updates and statements from lawmakers, here's what we're expecting within the next 90 days. New legislation to enforce tighter SNAP eligibility checks. Increased SSA audits on benefits issued over the past 5 years. Broader collection efforts targeting past overpayments. New rules holding state agencies financially accountable. Possible discussions around stimulus-like tax credits to offset economic hardship. Yes, there's even talk of stimulus checks or tax credits for vulnerable populations, but any such support may be undercut by these clawbacks. If you're receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or SNAP, check your mail for any overpayment notices. Review your benefit statements carefully.
Report any changes in income or household size immediately.
Keep detailed records of correspondence with agencies. File an appeal if you believe the overpayment was not your fault. Above all, stay informed. These policies are evolving rapidly and could impact your financial future in significant ways. We'll continue monitoring all updates and breaking down what they mean for working families, seniors, and people with disabilities across the country. If you found this information helpful, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for more critical updates on Social Security, SNAP, tax credits, and financial relief programs. Your support helps us keep bringing you the facts that matter most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next update.